was a cold, dark night. A chill white moon. Warren G was on the street trying to consume some skirts for the eve so I could decide that throb lost. My whiteness really showed there.
I'm impressed. I knew it was and then I was gone.
So, yeah, my computer is being fun.
All right, good.
So, yeah, this could be an interesting recording evening. That's why I was like, we need to do it on Friday in case everything goes to crap. We got Saturday.
Yeah. Hey, everybody, episode 3 is rolling.
Episode 3 is rolling. I tentatively titled it, and well, since I'm saying it out loud, I guess it is now titled it, the one where we geek out because 10 people listened. And I have to give credit to you because you actually thought of that.
So exciting. It's so exciting. I think that we jokingly said, as soon as we have 10 people, we'll feel like we actually did something.
Well, and mine, not that I want to be a stickler for details, but I said 10 people I don't know.
Oh, yeah, we're pretty long gone from that. But I mean, here's the thing. By the time that this, there will be people who will listen to this when we're like in the thousands of listeners.
And then they'll tell 2 friends, and they'll tell 2 friends, and so on, and so on.
It's very exciting. So yeah.
Was that a Pert or Prel commercial? I can't remember. I think it was Prel.
I feel like it was from Wayne's World. But
it is from Wayne's World, but it's also from a commercial in the early 80s or late 70s. So that's no consequence. That doesn't matter.
So at the recording of this episode, let's just kind of fill people in. Whoever wants to follow us from the beginning of our infancy into taking over the world. This, as we're recording this, we have technically only posted one episode 1. And,
right.
And out of that one episode, we got some good feedback, and I think we maybe should roughly talk about it. We don't have to give any names or anything, but I want to talk about some of the things that people have said. But it feels good, and I think the thing that you and I discussed is that it's neat that the people who do listen are getting different things from the randomness that we discussed. And,
yes.
And that's cool, because if it was always the same thing, like, hey, leave David Bryan alone, then I might take that to heart and say, okay, I'll leave him alone. But it wasn't. Some people agreed, and a lot of people disagreed. And I think that's fantastic.
I just thought it was funny that at least one person let me know that I would say if I was on a Broadway show at that venue, I would be Tony Award winner David Bryan. If it was the Grammys, I'd be the dude from Bon Jovi.
Right. And I think that makes sense. And the more that people have told me something similar, I kind of think, okay, in this specific setting, it makes sense to say this guy happened to win a Tony, so he has cred, because otherwise Broadway people might say, well, why are you talking about the guy from Bon Jovi? But okay, he's a Tony Award winner, so he's got his bona fides. But I think what I'm leaning more towards now is rock legend, and legend might be too strong of a word, and Tony Award winner. Something that says he's also in a rock and roll band. You know what I mean? Like, I think that covers.
Like, mainly he's in a rock and roll band.
You have to say it first. You wouldn't say Tony Award winner and happens to be the keyboardist for Bon Jovi, because then I don't think it gives it enough oomph. But if you say like rock icon or rock and roll Hall of Fame inductee and Tony Award winner, because he's in the Hall of Fame, I think that makes me feel okay. I just don't think it should be left out because Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
And let's move on, because now we've talked about Bon Jovi in every single episode.
Maybe it's something we're going to have to do.
Yeah. Should we rename it? Should we rename the podcast Bon Jovi other things?
No.
All right. We won't.
But I'm just speaking for myself here. I would not be embarrassed to be David Bryan and say I was in Bon Jovi. I would never be embarrassed to say I was in Bon Jovi. And a lot of music people would be like, what? I would just, no, you're a liar.
No.
Flat out liar.
Exactly.
You would not be embarrassed to be in Bon Jovi. Why would you?
You might be embarrassed to still have that same haircut for the last 40 years, but being in Bon Jovi, no.
You might be embarrassed of a few songs here and there, but Bon Jovi's had a great career. How could that's just silly talk to say I would be embarrassed to be in Bon Jovi.
Agreed. Also, we got some feedback about some of the historical stories we told about way back when we worked at Radio X.
And we barely scratched the surface.
I know. But one listener, and again, I haven't cleared it with them to use their name, so I'm just going to say one person I know listened, and he said, good job. And then he said, he hasn't heard that story told in a while, and he was sort of part of it. So it was good. And I think overall the feedback was more or less positive, which is nice.
Yeah. And I just to let you know, my daughter discovered and found it today on Spotify.
Uh-oh.
She's like, Dad, this is it. And I was like, yep, that's it. She's like, I'm going to listen now. I said, you don't have to. And she said, oh, I'm going to listen.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of interested to hear what an 11-year-old is about to tell me from what she heard her father talking about.
Yeah, that should be good. Did you go over your boot story with her? Did she have to suffer through that in real time as it happened?
No, she was asleep. No, she wasn't here. She was at her mother's when we had the boot story.
No, I don't mean while we were recording. I mean, was she around when you were going through the trying?
No, that was just myself and Amy.
Because no one should have to deal with it twice. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, Amy's had to hear the boot story at least 3 times now.
All right. Fair enough.
She made an active choice to live with me, so I don't feel bad for her whatsoever.
Yeah, I think more pros than cons, right?
Yeah, and I got a pair of decent boots out of it. I mean, we slagged on Skechers pretty hard, but after having them for a few weeks, they're a good investment.
Yeah.
Feet feel nice when I'm walking out there and it's cold out.
Perfect. That's all you need. So we've
recapped episode 1 and episode 2 that's not even out yet, but it will be hopefully tonight.
Frankly, I can't remember
out there and put it out.
Episode 2. I don't remember anything we said.
There was some New Jersey stuff in there. I remember that, but I don't remember exactly what.
Oh, this is going to be good. Maybe I'll give it a listen. Maybe I'll download it. So
I'm excited to hear what we talked about.
To sum up, we're making headway. We're getting the word out. I just got us a Twitter today. I've only tweeted one thing, and it was, hey, check out the podcast. I'm not really sure how Twitter works. And I have to say this out loud to the people who have found this podcast. You are smarter than me, because I don't know exactly the concept of Twitter other than you say stuff and it goes out into the internets. But what would make someone find the thing you say? That's what I don't get. Can you teach me this, Jayce?
I don't even have a Twitter account, so I'm lost.
Yeah. Well,
hold on. No, I do have a Twitter account. I just haven't accessed it in 4 or 5 years.
So I'm going to just start using it. And I guess I'm going to, as they say on Cobra Kai, I'm going to hash brown a bunch of things and see if people link up. I don't know if they friend me or whatever, but it might be good. And so we've got that going. We're working on our website. What other things are in the pipeline?
Instagram,
yeah.
A Facebook account.
Yes.
The normal social media stuff where we're working on getting it all out there. Stuff like that.
And then taking over the world will be like, I don't know, maybe a month after that.
If that.
Yeah.
Shouldn't take that long once we have a social media accounts. I've watched like things on Facebook and how they blow up and they're just everywhere. So there's no reason this shouldn't blow up, right? Or as the kids say, this would go viral.
It'll be lit.
It'll be lit.
Lit?
Yeah. It's legit, man. This is totally legit what we're doing.
We're going to light it. It'll be lit. It'll be lighted.
This is cringy. We need to move on.
Okay. So you wanted to talk about 2021. It's a new year, new you. Things are happening. changing in the world? What do we?
Yeah, we were discussing what should we talk about for this third episode, and we kind of wanted an outline going in. So I said to you that we should probably talk about what we hope changes or goes back to normal in 2021 from the dumpster fire that was 2020. And just before we even get into what we hope comes back in 2021,
Yeah.
I mean, 2020 sucked.
Yeah. Yes.
But I don't know about you. For me, I actually had a lot of cool things also happen in 2020 because I was forced to not do things I thought I wanted to do.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Elaborate a little bit on that.
Well, I got new flooring in the house. We got new flooring throughout the house. That probably would not have happened. Yeah. We took a wall out. We made our kitchen and dining room one big room now because instead our house was kind of cut up before.
Yeah.
And now the dining room and kitchen are now one room, and it feels monstrous. Technically, it's not any bigger than it was before, but it feels monstrous because it's huge now.
Yeah.
So those things we probably wouldn't have done had the pandemic not happened and had the shutdowns not happened and all of the quarantines and stay at homes. We bought a hot tub. That probably would not have happened had we been able to spend our money on other things. Now, funny part of that story is we bought the hot tub in August. It's as we record this, it is, I don't know, what is today's date? It's
January
8th. It's not supposed to be here until February. So yes, we bought it, but we do not have the hot tub yet. We have everything for the hot tub to show up.
Enjoy it. When it comes to February, it's going to be cold, and you're going to really appreciate having that nice, exciting hot tub.
You have no idea. We're so stoked to get it. And a hot tub it's one thing I thought I would never buy. It was always like one of those things. It's like way out there. It's like, oh, other people buy hot tubs, not me. Well, I did. And I'm pretty excited about it.
It's pandemic Jayce.
Yeah, it's pandemic Jayce. So, those things, I may have done them in, 2020 if things were what people would call normal.
Yeah.
But probably not, or probably not when I did. So those are nice things that happened in 2020. It wasn't all a complete dump.
Yeah. This podcast started in 2020.
Yeah. I spent a lot of time, Amy and I spent a lot of time together, and we're coming out the other side going, hey, this will work. Nobody can spend this much time together and not like each other.
It is a test of any relationship. I think that's true.
So I'm glad to know we really do like each other, and we really can stand to be around each other literally 24 hours a day.
I have to say, I had a feeling that you would. So I'm glad I was proven right. So, yeah.
Well, thank you.
I had a feeling.
Another good thing that came out of 2020 that you hear some people talking about, but not everybody, because it usually gets sandwiched in with, oh, I also have to teach at home. But at least in my profession, we have really fleshed out how to work without being at the office. And not only how to work and not be at the office, but how to we doubled our output.
Wow.
And we only added 2 new crew members, and we didn't add them until 3/4 of the way through the year. So we did most of the year with our normal staff, and we doubled our output.
And without getting into too much detail, I feel like your profession is kind of unique. I think there are a few different professions that this type of pandemic, I don't want to use the word benefits, but I think it thrives. It can thrive by necessity. Wouldn't you say?
It played right into our hands. It played right into what we do and what our goals were. And just, I don't care if everybody knows what I do for a living. I work in media, and I'm not a terrorist anymore. I work in broadcast and media, but I don't work for major network broadcast. I do corporate broadcast, which a lot of, people will be like, corporate broadcast? What does that mean? Like companies have TV stations?
Yeah.
More or less, yes. It's not like an over-the-air TV station like you would think, but corporations, especially really big global corporations, have global communication networks. And that doesn't only mean computers and phones. There's also video network. You may be familiar with things like video conferencing. Everybody's familiar with Zoom now. Zoom is like it's like the Kleenex of video conferencing. Zoom is just a company in the video conferencing world. There's WebEx, there's Blue Jeans, there's tons of other ones. The Cisco, but Cisco owns WebEx. But everybody just calls it Zooming now. Did you Zoom? We have a Zoom. We have a Zoom on Saturday. My family's had a Zoom every Saturday since this whole thing started. And that's another good thing that happened in this whole pandemic.
Yeah.
Is I've actually talked to my brother who's in Hawaii, who lives in Hawaii now and is moving to South Korea. I've talked to him more since the pandemic started than we had probably talked since we both graduated high school.
That's fantastic.
And it's been great. I mean, my sister who lives in Virginia, my sister and brother-in-law, and my niece, they live out of state, and we've got to talk. We've talked to them every week. My sister who only lives 20 miles from here, my mom and dad who live 4 miles up the road, we've talked every Saturday.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, we should have made a podcast out of that. That would have been a hit. We probably would have been excommunicated from our entire family for talking shit like we do. Sure. But that's what families do when you're all together. You're always jibber jabbering.
So one of the benefits of one of the reasons that your job did well or better than normal is because you provide ways for people to communicate remotely, to communicate information and to communicate to each other remotely from different places in the US or in the world. And therefore, when we all can't go anywhere and we're not driving to meetings and we're not flying to different states because we have to quarantine for 2 weeks when we come back, you guys were all ready for it.
Yep. Well, we had the places built, the network in place, and we always knew that we had room to grow. We just didn't know it was going to be like this.
Yeah.
But it was one of those things where, preparation played into good luck. Right. We had good luck because we were prepared. We were preparing not for this. We didn't know we were preparing for this, but we were prepared and we got to take advantage of the situation, and it played out well for my profession. There's a lot of people, not just who work with me, but across the globe, really, that in this type of communications and in this type of job have really benefited. Yeah. And in turn has benefited the people they work for.
All right. But for the most part, it still was a horrible year.
But outside of that, the fact that I couldn't go to concerts made it a terrible year. And before the year even started, I think I had $600 to $800 wrapped up in concert tickets. So
really?
Yeah.
That sucks.
But none of them canceled, so that means they're all going to be good at some point in time. Okay, so we're still waiting to see how that pans out.
Unless the bands break up before you get to go.
Some of them were reunion shows, so they might just say, we're going to call it a day.
Yeah, maybe. We tried, but now we're staying home and talking to our families, or we're doing concerts on Zoom now. So it's a lot easier than going out.
Yeah, that has been something that has been kind of cool to watch on YouTube and stuff, is how a lot of artists have said, well, we can't do this, but look, we have this. Let's see what we can do. And so, like, I've sent you a bunch of their videos. There's a group called 2 Minutes to Late Night, honorableswords.com, that they've been doing bedroom covers since this whole thing started.
Yes, and the host of it,
the host of it, his name's Arsenio Hall, which, let's see, for our generation, Arsenio Hall, hilarious, great late night, always watched it. Guar, as a metal fan, hilarious, love to watch it. Arsenio Hall, that's fried gold. But his group and the different musicians that they brought in has been super entertaining to watch. Mm-hmm. And they've raised a ton of money, too, for different groups through the Patreons and everything. So that has, from an unfortunate situation has led to something that is kind of cool. And I don't think you're going to see that stuff ever really go away, even once we get concerts and things like that back, just because we have such an online world that people are still going to want that. And
so, oh yeah, I hope so too, because I know Dave Grohl did some cool, he did like the Days of Hanukkah. He did a different cover song every single day, and those were always interesting choices and very good renditions of the odd choices that he picked to cover. It was just him and a guy on keyboards usually, and he was singing and on drums. And if you haven't seen those, Every Day of Hanukkah for Dave Grohl was really cool. I know Miley Cyrus did a bunch of covers. I know they did a live. They were honoring Alice in Chains, because
that was a good one.
That was so good. All the different bands that did Alice in Chains songs really turned out well. There's something I'm forgetting. I can't remember what it was. Somebody did a bunch.
The one outside of the stuff from Honorable Swords and Slay at Home, because I'm a big metalhead, so Slay at Home was good.
Yeah.
All of the different ones they did. Charlie Benante from Anthrax did tons of them too. They were for the most part good.
For the most part.
There were some that I just don't care for the song. It didn't mean that they weren't good. It's just like, well, that one's not my cup of tea. I'll wait for next week.
Yeah.
But Post Malone did a whole.
Oh, that's who I was thinking of.
Whole Nirvana concert.
He did that entire. Yes, that was so good. That was so good. I'm not a huge fan of his, but now I like him.
Before that, I enjoyed some of his songs. I was like, oh, it's kind of catchy. But after watching him do that, and then kind of going into more of who Post Malone was before he became Post Malone, I was like,
you mean pre-Post
Malone? Pre-Malone, not Post Malone. Bet you he's never heard that joke before.
All the time.
But that concert he did with Travis Barker was playing drums. Unfortunately for the other two who were playing with him, I don't remember who they were. But it was fantastic. I sat and watched the whole thing, just beginning to end. And that was early on in this whole quarantine thing. So
it was very cool. So, okay. So, all right. There are some positives that took place in a otherwise despicable 2020. I'm just sad that I signed up for Twitter almost the day that the president got banned from Twitter. Because now I can't follow him or hear him. You know what I mean? Like,
oh shucks.
I know. I'm really bummed. It's like we're two ships passing in the night.
I can tell by your voice you're terribly upset about this.
I mean, who gets a lifetime? I guess other people do, but who really? But anyway, so follow us on Twitter.
I don't want to get into the politics of
I think
that.
I think it would make us X Radio X at Twitter. How does that even? I don't even know. I'm terribly sorry that I'm bad at this, but we're at X Radio X on Twitter, so you can follow us. Please follow us.
Yeah. So that's what we're going to do there on Twitter. So I'll go check that out when we're done with this, Matt. And maybe I'll get my Twitter account working again, and then people can tweet at us. And then
love it. I'm going to learn all about it, and I'll actually be good pretty soon. But I'm
just happy that you're finally in the world of social media. It's only taken like 5 years.
Well, I'm not getting book face, so don't even ask. But moving forward.
Let's move forward.
2021. What I'm looking forward to, I think, this is going to be a non-answer, but I'm looking forward to just feeling normal, like doing the same things and feeling normal about them. Like I still, even though it's been months and months and months, I still catch myself, going into the gas station and getting to the door and thinking, darn it, got to go get my mask. And I'm like a mask. I'm on everybody. Like all the time I notice if someone's not wearing one, and I'm like, don't forget your mask. Don't forget your mask. But it still feels so unnatural, and it still feels so strange to meet people and only know what they look like from like the bridge of their nose to the first line of their forehead or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like, because it's cold out now and people are wearing hats. And so you literally just see everyone like they're wearing a balaclava and you don't know anything other than just the eyeballs. And people have to, smize and emote with that little bit of their face. And then when this is over, it'll be like, oh, that's what you look like. Interesting. And that's just, it's so bizarre to me. And so I think that's one of the things, just doing normal things and feeling regularly plain and boring about them. We're trying to be as normal with our kids as we can, but they're really good about putting their masks on. And
I feel like a lot of kids are.
Yeah, for the most part. But then you'll see people who will be like, no, we just can't. We can't figure it out, and they won't wear it, and we're just going to give up. And I get it. Some kids are difficult. Mine are often difficult, but it's just something that, it's just something. And so that's the thing. I think the biggest thing for me is just, let's get back to normal. I don't know if I'll ever be able to go into a place and touch things like a store and then not use hand sanitizer when I get into the car. It's so second nature now.
See, I will be just the opposite, because before this, I never use hand sanitizer ever. I would wash my hands. I don't want people to think I was gross or something, but
I never bathed.
I look like Pigpen from the Peanuts gang all the time. No, I never used hand sanitizer. I guess I shouldn't say never. Very rarely did I ever use hand sanitizer. I would just wash my hands and figure, my immune system's fine. It'll take care of it. And, because that's how I grew up. It was like, rub some dirt on it, kid. You're fine.
Yeah.
But there was just something. I don't know what it was. I don't know if I just took it more seriously than other people I knew. I'm just talking about my general circles.
Sure.
Or if I got scared. I'm honest enough to say I don't know. There was a part of me that was scared in the beginning. I was like, I don't want to get this and die, suffering on a ventilator. But then as this thing started to come out, they're starting to figure out how to treat it and what the death rates are. And I'm not an anti-COVID person. I totally believe it's a real thing. And I totally believe a lot of this stuff was necessary. Although it sucked, it was necessary. And I believe masks are necessary, and they do work.
Yep.
To a certain extent. They're not foolproof.
Right.
So I'm not exactly sure where I was going with this now that I got really long-winded about it.
After this is all over, you're going to go back to hand sanitizer.
I'll go back to not using hand sanitizer again. I'll go back to, I think I'll be, it'll be pretty easy for me to go back to that and not have to feel like I need to sanitize all the time. But I am with you on I don't think I'll be all touching everything in stores anymore. And outside this is where
I've never thought about it until now. I've never even really, unless somebody walked by that looked visibly sick or otherwise gross, I never even thought about all the things that I touch and all the door handles and all the elevator buttons and all the everything, the railings and I don't know that my brain will ever go back to, it fell on the floor. You know what I mean? Like now I'm just like, nope, throw it away. It's no good. We can't do it. No. Yeah.
There's no 5-second rule for you anymore?
No, I don't think so. I think the floor is covered in COVID.
Yeah. Well, and for all of you folks who don't know us, Matt was the guy who never wore a winter coat ever. And we lived in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan on Lake Superior, and he never wore a coat.
Often wore shorts in the wintertime, yeah.
I also wore shorts too, but I would usually wear a winter coat at least, because that makes sense, right?
It's logical, yes.
It's logical. My legs were bigger than my arms, therefore they don't get cold as fast. I could wear shorts.
That makes sense.
It doesn't, but we'll go with it anyways. So it's totally a Michigan guy thing, a Michigan, Wisconsin, kind of a Midwest guy thing. Shorts in the wintertime.
Exactly. So I at work today, I was chatting with some people about the pod, and one of the things that I started to rant about, and so I do want to bring it up, is I'm on keto. I'm doing the keto diet. So
Good for you.
I have to tell you about it. And I don't know if you and I have discussed this, but
Is keto like being a vegetarian that you have to remind everybody every 30 seconds that you're doing it?
Yes, it absolutely is, but not intentionally. It's just because there are so many things you can't eat that when you start to realize how often things are offered to you that you no longer can just say, "Oh, hey, cool, thanks," and grab something like a donut or uh, even like a piece of bread. I don't know, people, but it's
Pizza?
pizza. Yes, pizza. Any sort of sweet thing that has sugar in it. No, you can't do that on keto. So basically, for people who don't know, keto is sort of similar to Atkins, but it's one of those diets where you're trying to trick your body into doing something it's not normally used to. So you eliminate all the sugar and you eliminate all the carbs from your diet because that's what your body is used to eating. That's what it used to. Your body burns sugar for energy and your body burns carbs to keep all your stuff working. And so the trick is you take all that stuff away and you fill your body with fat, just fat. Not like
Okay, I did that part already. Now what's
not like,
next?
not like spoonfuls of lard, but kind of, because you can eat lots of cheese, you can eat lots of bacon, you can eat pretty much any meat as long as there's not sugar in it. So you can't like eat barbecued stuff because that has sugar in the barbecue sauce, but you just can't eat any carbs. So you can't eat bread or pasta or potatoes, and no sugar, which is in almost everything. So
So you
that,
can't eat any sugar at all, like none.
well, I mean, so you're, depending on your weight. I mean, there's a lot. I want to get into all the details, but you're supposed to keep it to a very, very minimum so that your body goes into ketosis, which is when it feels like I'm starving. I can't find the sugar and the carbs. What can I eat? Oh, there's all this fat lying around. I'm going to start really being efficient at eating fat and burning fat. And so then the idea is it burns all the fat you eat and then it burns all the fat in your body, in a relatively quick period of time. So that's the concept anyway. And I am not a dietitian. I'm not a doctor. So don't quote me on any of these facts, but that's what it's in a nutshell. I can eat some nuts, but some of those actually have carbs. But anyway, so I've been on this and it's very difficult and kind of annoying, but you feel better. And it's one of those noticeable things that you can kind of feel, hey, I have more energy and I'm not like sore after, a hard day. I mean, I still am, but not quite as I recover a little quicker and things like that. And it's, I'm getting older in years and those types of things happen more often. And so the keto thing is tricky, but it feels it's good like while it's going on. I can't
Well,
sustain it forever, of course, but
I don't think you're supposed to sustain it forever. That's
some
the little
people
bits
do.
I've read about keto
It
and
would drive me
Atkins and all
crazy.
that.
It would drive me crazy. I can't I don't think it's not for me because like all right, nachos, I can't go the rest of my life without nachos.
Who can?
Nobody should and nobody
Nobody
wants
should.
to. No. And the what do you call it? The carb-free pizza is disgusting.
So it's basically carb-free pizza is basically a circle piece of cardboard with cheese on it, and then you set it on fire and walk away.
Yeah, that would be better than actually eating it because it's actually, if you want to know, it's pizza made out of cauliflower, made to
All right,
look.
hold up. I've had cauliflower crust pizza. It's delicious.
No, you're wrong. This is all cauliflower. There, you can make it so it's okay, if you use some wheat and you use some carbs, like if you have one that's just cauliflower based and no carbs at all, I promise you're not going to like it. And shouldn't be called pizza. It shouldn't. It should be called, I don't know, cauliflower with toppings, but they shouldn't
So
shouldn't be allowed to be called pizza.
so not to negate any of your ketosis or
Negate
any
all
of
you
that,
want.
but is this are you looking forward to more ketosis in 2021 or getting past ketosis in
Oh,
2021?
all right. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Let's see. In 2021, I'm looking forward to what will ultimately be the end of keto, because we don't usually do it for more than a couple months. So somewhere in 2021, I'm going to make a giant nacho, and it's going to be amazing. And it's going to have beans on it and salsa and chips, crunchy,
Beans and
salty
salsa,
chips, and whatever meat, which is still okay, but
all the
it's all those
meats.
things together. It might have more than one meat. That's true. And it's going to be the most amazing nacho that anyone has ever eaten. And that's what I'm looking forward to at some point in 2021. Probably, I'm going to say it's probably going to happen in February.
Probably February. Okay. Well, we'll still be talking then, so we'll find out if you actually made it to February or if you go past February.
Yeah.
Maybe ketosis will be so good for you that you'll just keep going and going and going until you just disappear.
Just poof, and he was gone.
Ketosis was so good. It's like reaching Zen or Nirvana or any of that stuff. He hit ketosis so hard that he just disappeared.
No, what's going to happen is Zen and Nirvana is going to be what I name the nacho that I eat. Zen Nirvana nacho.
And by the way, I like how you snuck in spoonful of lard. I do remember seeing them at the Love Pad. So I don't remember if you went with us.
Oh, yeah. I feel like I might have been there.
They opened up for Two Hots and a Cot. So
Okay, so
it was a good show.
Is this something you want to discuss?
Weave in and out? No, I think we just say it.
All right.
We leave it at that and we move on to the next part.
Perfect. I love it.
So one thing I'm looking forward to coming back in 2021, fingers crossed, not both fingers, just one, because both is bad luck, one is good luck, is concerts that I can actually go to in person coming back. As much as I don't want to touch things anymore,
right.
And it's not that I don't want to touch them. I shouldn't say I don't want to touch them. I'm just more cognizant of, oh, wow, everybody touches that.
Yeah.
But I'm very much looking forward to going to concerts again. I love going to concerts. I love live music. Just walking out and not being able to hear anything. And even though that's becoming like Russian roulette at my age, I mean, at 45, I might walk out of a concert one day and it just never comes back. But until then, I'm going to enjoy myself. I'm really looking forward to that again. That's one of the things I thought I would look forward to going out to eat. And sorry, restaurant industry, I love you, but I don't miss it nearly as much as I thought I would.
No, and I think that to their credit, they shifted, at least a lot of them. And for the people who, like, the small businesses that like had to close down, that sucks. Like, that's horrible.
Yep.
But the people who shifted quickly and moved to like takeout only, and now when I drive through town here and I see like the outdoor seating that have like these giant plastic bubbles. Have you seen the bubbles?
Yeah, the igloo seating or whatever they call it.
Yeah, like individual tables wrapped in a bubble. And I think, well, that looks so much fun. And when you're done eating, you can just roll down to your car and bounce all the way over there. And I hope that they do. They probably don't. But that's what I would do. And I think it's brilliant. And so, yeah, I don't really miss restaurants because luckily for me, a lot of them are, takeout only and they've really kind of shifted gears quickly as far as spacing people out appropriately if they do have dining available outdoors. And so, yeah, I'm not super, I think for their benefit, I'm sure they would prefer to be some semblance of normalcy so they can run their business like normal again instead of constantly having to, well, what do we do now? And what's the governor going to say now? And how do we adapt? I think that they'll probably appreciate getting back to calm, but it didn't hurt me too much.
I didn't miss them as much as I thought I would.
Yeah.
I do miss them, but not like we used to go at probably every Friday, at least once a weekend, we'd end up eating out somewhere.
Yeah.
If not once a week, we would end up eating out somewhere.
Okay.
And we've really curtailed that now. Like, I mean, tonight we got takeout. We still get takeout and things like that, but it's not, we've really figured out how to just cook what we want at home.
Listen, every time you send me a picture of what you're making for dinner, I'm really mad that I live far away. It's always delicious. So the fact that I know that you're cooking at home because you send me these amazing, like, oh, this is a, steak that I'm making, and oh, this is the pot roast, and it's like, stop sending me that. Now I want to eat that.
How porn has changed for us over our years.
Exactly. And I could only send you sugar-free brownies, and you would be like,
get out of here with that sugar-free brownie crap.
I'll pass. No, thanks, Matt.
Even though I'm not doing keto, because I told you, I said I'll never stick to it. I know it's not going to happen.
Right.
But I have made the jump to, I don't put sugar in anything anymore.
Okay. That's good. I mean, that's probably helps a lot.
In the past, probably since before Christmas, I think I put sugar in my coffee once. And the only time that ever happens, like the only time, and I know you caveat and all this, but the only time I get sugar in my coffee is if I get coffee from a takeout. Like if I get coffee from Tim Hortons, or I get coffee from the Beanery or somewhere like that, I'll get sugar, because they don't make their coffee the same way I do. Yeah. And at home and at work, I drink my coffee black, but I'm like, I'm going to need a little sugar to get this down.
So I also have to point out that while you were taking care of your vacuum, we had a fact check from one of my producers, namely my wife. She slipped something under the door that says fact check, not accurate keto description. So I thought I was like 100% accurate. So what I'm going to say instead is keto is an alien who visited this planet a million years ago from the planet ketosis. And what he did was he implanted these beings inside the human body, and they make you lose weight if you eat bacon. So that's what keto really is. Sorry for the confusion.
Story checks out.
Yeah. And it was one or the other, and I thought I had a 50-50 shot, but thankfully she slipped this under the door that I was wrong. So it's the other thing. It's the alien from ketosis and not the carbs.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm still not going to do it.
I made it sound so compelling.
Even though there's aliens involved now, I'm still not going to do it.
What if there were lasers? Aliens and lasers? No?
Lasers maybe, but really what I'm to join on that weight loss bandwagon, I'm just trying to not put sugar in things for right now. Yeah, if I can get through that for 3 months or so, maybe I'll add something else on. I used to run a decent amount, and I stopped for a long time. So now I'm trying to walk again every night.
Okay.
I figured if I did 14 nights in a row, they say it takes about 14 to 21 days to start a habit. So if I go 14 to 21 days of walking, that'll be 2 to 3 weeks. And then I might start jogging again, intermixing jogging, and get myself back up to running again. And I know all of the weight loss and muscle building things, and like jogging, not good, jogging, not that. Well, I know I'm not going to be Charles Atlas anytime soon or any of that stuff, but I can run. Yeah. I'm not old or anything. Schwarzenegger, can I use him? I'm not going to be Arnold. Is that too old of a reference? I'm not going to look like Rocky Balboa.
There you go. I like that.
I know. Who's the new muscle guy? The Rock. I won't look like The Rock. Or is that old too now? I'm not sure.
No, let's stick with Charles Atlas so that people can Google him and say, what is he talking about? Charles Atlas. I remember those ads in the comic books. In the back, was it in the back of a comic book?
Oh yeah, next to the X-ray vision, it would literally show you looking through a girl's dress.
Exactly. And so it started out with a kid with a girl on the beach, and there was a bully who would come and literally kick, and now I think this is a euphemism, but literally kick sand in his face and say, you're you're a weakling, and he would run off with his girl or something, or
Yeah.
throw him into the fire or whatever. Anyway,
back in the day, that's the worst thing that could happen to you. Is
ran off
somebody
with his
just
girl on the
come
beach.
up on the beach and literally take your girl from you.
And the girl will be like, hey, nothing I can do. He's buff.
Yeah,
and
they had no choice in it. They were like, oh, no, he wants me and you can't have me, so he's going to take me now.
Your arms are too thin, so I'm going with this guy. So then what this guy did is he said, well, let me talk to Charles Atlas. And Charles Atlas was this actually not that buff by today's standards, certainly a guy, but he was muscly. And he was like, you need to work out. And the kid said, I never thought of that. And so he works out, goes back to the beach, gets his girl back, all is well. And Charles Atlas was like the model of being fit and buff and don't mess with me. And that was an ad that kids would read, and they thought that's what society is like.
I just find it.
That's why I don't go to the beach.
Well, I find it entertaining that's why you don't go to the beach. I also find it entertaining that you would buy a book of people in spandex neon outfits saving the universe, clearly knowing this isn't real. And then the ads on the back of, for 15 cents, you can buy this book that's going to teach you how to be Charles Atlas, but that's clearly real.
Yeah. Yes. And the spy kit you could order. That was
the spy kit,
legit.
The X-ray vision glasses, because we were all super pervs back in the day, so of course we needed X-ray vision glasses so we could see through women's dresses.
You're right. It is really sick that was a.
This is what we were selling people. It's like, well, we can make you ripped, a super perv, and you can become a spy. This is
spy on your friends, get really buff so that you can bully other people in the sand, and look at girls inappropriately, and your life will be perfect.
Yeah. Nothing creepy or bad about any of those things we just did.
Oh, wow. This has kind of just blown my mind. And now, poor kids.
This is a whole subject we could get into, is things we used to advertise to people that we thought were good. But when you start digging through it, this was not good.
Oh, yeah.
None of that was good.
Totally. I was in my basement making space for more junk, that I was clearing out junk to put more junk in different junk places. And I found a bunch of my Pepsi stuff. I for a while.
Oh, yeah. You were the Pepsi freak.
Yeah. So I had a bunch of old timey Pepsi ads. And some of them were like, you'll never see a wrinkle or line on this lady's pants because she drinks Diet Pepsi. And it was a lady, she's wearing pants, and it was just like a very slim lady. And it was basically saying, you're not going to see an ounce of fat. She's going to look perfect all the time because of Diet Pepsi. She doesn't work out. She doesn't have good genes. She's not athletic. She just drinks Diet Pepsi and everything's perfect. That was the ad. That was the ad.
I'm not sure who they're even advertising to at that point. Are they advertising to the women or the men?
I mean, the pants were nice. If I could see somebody looking nice in those pants, but they didn't even mention where you could purchase those. That wasn't even part of it. It was just the slim lines.
They didn't even mention that the pants just had to be tight and all you had to do was go commando and all of those things would come true. You didn't even have to drink Diet Pepsi.
Or just buy pants in your size. How about that? If you buy, if you're a bigger person and you buy that lady's pants, yeah, they're going to look weird. You shouldn't buy pants that are not the right size for you. I think that's the true moral. Right?
We do go off in very weird ways in our conversations.
I'm just saying.
No, I agree. We should buy pants. Sensible pants. They go with sensible boots. You don't want to buy them at first, but after you buy the sensible boots, you're actually happy about it. Sensible pants, they're not the sexiest thing in the world, but when you wear them, you're like, this was a good idea.
If I put on my wife's pants, I would look like a Talbot. I should do it right now.
Yeah, that's what we'd be concerned about if you put your wife's pants on.
Can we get a video of this? I think the point is, ladies, are you listening? Ladies, wear pants.
Don't let your husband wear your pants.
Don't let your husband wear your pants. and wear pants that fit you. End of discussion. Right?
Okay.
Drink Pepsi if you want. Drink Diet Pepsi if you want.
See, this is bad. And you want to know why this is bad? Because I know your wife. And now in my head, I'm seeing you wearing your wife's pants.
When I'm done recording, I'm going to walk out of this room and she'll be holding a pair of her pants.
And trust me, in this image, neither your wife nor I are impressed at all. We're actually kind of sad.
Yeah, well, it'll be sad to watch me try to get into it.
It's that sad where we kind of look at each other and go, we'd be lying if we didn't see this coming at some point.
Right. It was destined to happen. That's true.
And then we'd high five and have a beer since you don't drink beer, and we'd be on our merry way.
Yeah. So 2021, ladies.
2021. Other things we want to see come back besides sensible pants.
Yeah. I don't know. What else you got?
What else do I have? Let's see.
Going to the movies, you had mentioned. Going to the movies.
Oh, yeah. We were talking about going to the movies, and it was for a different reason. I thought about going to the movies, but I thought it pertained to this too, because right now, example, Wonder Woman 1984 was out at the movies and was on HBO Max, like same day, Christmas Day. You could just watch it if you had HBO Max.
Right.
Is that going to be a thing that continues to keep happening? Because, a long time ago, we had always talked about things like, and I don't mean you and me in particular, I'm sure we talked about this, but me and other folks too, had always talked about things like TV on demand. Like, I just want to watch this one thing. I don't want to pay for all the cable. I just want to watch Ghost Adventures or whatever. So I'm going to watch that. I'll just pay for that thing. And over the years, going to a movie has become so ridiculously expensive. I still do it, but I'm not in denial. It is expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So am I willing to pay, say, $20 to watch a movie at home, even though a ticket at the movie theater is anywhere from $7.50 to $15, depending when you go? I think I would be willing to pay $20 to just have 48 hours of access to watch it here, because I'm going to end up paying that much money. Actually, I'm going to get away cheaper because depending what week it is, there's, 3 to 7 people in my house.
I almost 100% agree with you, because I loved back in the day, I loved going to the movies, and I typically only went to like event movies and things that were like big time, have to see this on a big screen. And because of the pandemic, we have done more watching movies at home. And when big movies that were event movies started coming out sooner and quicker on TV, I kind of loved it. And I don't feel sad about not having to go to the crowds and possibly not getting good seats and possibly
having somebody behind me doing something.
Exactly. Chatting behind you or saying, don't go in that door. Oh, hey, this is the guy that when I watched it last week, he was the one who turned it out to be the murderer. And so I'll tell you when it's going to happen. And then I don't miss that. Like, I think that I kind of like not going to the movies, and that's weird because it was a big to do for me. Like, I liked going to all the nerd movies. I feel like, a Star Wars movie or a superhero movie, they just feel better on the big screen. But I watched Wonder Woman 2 at home, and I was totally happy with it.
Yep. I was outside of I had some issues with the movie, but overall, like the experience was good. I mean, great. I like my house. I like my TV.
Yeah.
I like the people I was watching the movie with.
Yeah, you get to pick all that.
I don't feel bad if I reach over and backhand somebody because they're talking. I know them. We're cool. It's fine.
Yeah, and they should know better.
Not that would happen, but I would feel okay with it if I did.
Okay with it. Yeah, exactly.
And not that I haven't done it at a regular movie theater. It's just probably more acceptable when I do it at home to people I love.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, so there was, as an aside, speaking of movie theater stuff, we were at, I want to say it was one of the X-Men movies back in the day, a long time. We were still in college, and I was home at, I want to say Christmas or something. And my sister and I went to one of the X-Men movies. Actually, my sister, my brother, my dad, the whole load of us went to it. It was like a midnight show. And there was these little kids in front of us, and they were like jumping around and just being dumb little kids at a movie theater. And I said something, but little kids, haha, whatever, they didn't listen to me. But my sister, who's much meaner than I am, like hauled off, and Daniel LaRussa kicked their seat in front of us. And
Whoa.
it like stunned them through the seat. They stopped and looked around, and she didn't even have to say anything. She just gave them that look, and they shut up and looked forward. And I was like, damn.
Nice.
That's impressive.
That's nice. The only time I've ever really kind of said anything in a crowded movie theater to either shush people or whatever, I hate to admit it, I was at Twilight, one of the Twilight movies.
Never seen them. I'm better than you.
You are officially, let the record state, you are better than me, because I went to the Twilight movie, and it was a room full of my wife and myself and like 15-year-old girls, or I don't know how old you had to be, but they were, a bunch of,
they were that age, whatever
young,
it was.
They were the bare minimum that you had to be, and they were all in line for this movie because they'd read the books and they'd fawned over everybody, and it was their life, and they were team Bobby and team Fred, or whatever those two guys were. And what were they? Eddie? No, I don't even remember.
Doesn't matter. It was Twilight.
It doesn't matter. But something happened in the movie, and like through the whole thing, there were people just like jibber jabbering about, oh yeah, that's,
there was always
yeah,
and you can just hear it.
So into it, and they were loving it, and they were remembering all their favorite scenes from the book. And at one point, something happened, and there was a gasp, and the girls all united were like, no. And I said, like you didn't know that was going to happen. And I said that. I just couldn't help myself. I said that out loud.
And this is the part where the backhanding happened in the movie theater by your wife.
Just kind of shrunk down in my seat, and we finished the movie and slunk out at the end. But it was the only time I've really ever made a big deal, because they knew. Yeah. They memorized that story. And so anyway, that was the only time I was that guy.
So I guess to sum that up is I'm not going to miss movie theaters, but I kind of hope they come back in 2021.
Yeah.
But I won't miss them. I will be lying to you if I said I wasn't going to go. Of course I'll go. There's going to be comic book movies. I will go see them. I'm a nerd. It's what we do.
Exactly. And I think a lot of it depends on what the new normal for theaters is. So, or watching movies at home, because they might just decide, well, the way that we did Wonder Woman 84 isn't going to work anymore because too many people watched it more or less for free. So what we're going to do now is the other route, where you pay $80 and you get to watch it for 2 days in the privacy of your home. $80 is a bit much. You know what I mean?
What would you pay? 40? Would 40 do it?
Well, it depends on the movie, and it depends on what the other options are. If there was a theater option and a $40 watch at home option, and I had been dying to see it, I might do the $40 option, but I wouldn't do a $50 option. I wouldn't. I mean, I would just wait for it to be on VHS or VHS, DVD or Blu-ray, and I would buy it for
Papa VHS.
I would wait for the film strip to come out. I would pull out the old film strip machine, and I would watch it that way, the way nature intended. So I think it depends.
I think your mind will change when your kids get older, because you'll be paying for more tickets at that point in time, so your price point might go up.
I'm already fighting the technology as it is, because I still own books, and I still own CDs, and I still own DVDs. We actually still do have VHS downstairs. So I still have those things, and I feel like there's value to them. And more, the more people I tell, oh, I've got that, or I have that album. And they're like, what do you mean? A physical album, or I have that DVD, or I have the Blu-ray. And they're like, why don't you just buy it on whatever? And then it's in space.
On digital. Why don't you just download it?
Yeah. Why don't you just download it? And I know eventually, but not yet. I'm not ready.
Yeah, I have physical. Actually, no, that's a lie. I don't have hardly physical copies of anything anymore. We have a ton of movies.
Yeah.
Very few of them are anything that I bought.
Yeah.
Most of them were Amy and the girls. Some of them are my kids.
Uh-huh.
I have CDs, but they're all in Tuppers downstairs. I mean, I haven't played a CD. I don't even know where my CD player is. I think it's in the garage, not hooked up to anything. Everything I do comes off of the internet, pretty
Yeah,
much.
right.
When I'm listening to stuff, if it's not YouTube or Spotify or TuneIn Radio or one of those, that's what I listen to. Now, I still listen to radio stations. I just don't listen to local ones because they're not very good. So I scour TuneIn to find radio stations I'd like to listen to. But yeah, I mean, I like physical copies. I don't buy them for whatever reason. Like, I'm not into albums, which is a total surprise to a lot of people.
It is really surprising.
I'm the kind of person that people would peg as an album collector, and I'm not.
Right. Now, when you say album, you mean vinyl, like specifically vinyl records? Yeah. I kind of got into that just from my parents' vinyl, but I never really collected them in any way, shape, or form. But see, you know what? You are way better than me because you never saw Twilight, and you are more or less in tune with current technology.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
I am and I'm not. It's really it's a very mixed bag when it comes to that world for me, because there are certain technological things I totally get on board with, and then other stuff. I still have a phone in my house, like an honest to God phone that you push buttons on and make calls with.
Oh, wow.
And I have that because I refuse to get my kids cell phones.
Okay. All right. There's a method to your madness. Got it.
Yeah, there is. So my oldest son, who's 17, he has a cell phone, of course. He's 17 years old.
Okay.
But I told my other two kids, and my stepkids, the two stepdaughters, of course, they have cell phones because they're older than Elliot.
Yeah.
But my other two children, they're still in middle school, and I says, no, 8th grade is the earliest I will consider getting you a cell phone. That's when your brother got one. That's the earliest I'll do it.
So that raises a really good point.
This has nothing to do with things we want to see come back in 2021. So we've gone completely off track, and we're just talking about when we're going to buy our kids' cell phones.
Which is normal for us. But this raises an interesting point for people who have kids. You're going to come to a point where those kids want to talk to their friends. And do you have to get them? Because I don't want them talking on my phone.
There are options. What I have, I shouldn't say what I have, what my son has, my middle boy.
Yeah.
He uses Discord.
I don't know what that is.
Because they game. Discord is actually, it kind of got its start being big in the gaming community. Okay. So you could online game, and they would use it, and they would have Discord servers for different games, and you would get on and you would talk to people. Like right now, I'm sure there are tons of big games out there. I'm not a huge gamer, but I know a little bit about it. One of the big games right now is called Among Us.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard a lot of Among Us Discord servers out there. And one of my coworkers, this makes him sound a little creepy, but he's not creepy. This is just the internet world we live in. He's like, so I'm out there playing Among Us. I'm on a Discord server. And there's anybody from a 30-year-old to a 13-year-old on the team playing. And we're all just talking to each other like we're all the same age.
The universal equalizer.
Yeah, and I'm paraphrasing how he said it. It wasn't exactly that way, but the essence of what he said was, it's kind of cool, but yet sometimes I step back and realize I'm talking to a 13-year-old. I better watch it.
Yeah, that's weird. That is weird. But I think, and as we are just randomly discussing this, my son, who's been doing the online school a little bit during this pandemic, he logs in early and just chats with his buddies. Like, they've all figured out very quickly, hey, if we log into the Google Classroom before the teacher, we can, touch base, see what everyone's up to before class starts, just like you would do if you were in class. So I think that's something that he'll definitely probably still do.
Kids will find a way.
Yeah. Once we've gotten back to whatever the new normal is, I think he will probably because he's all over, like he'll carry that laptop around and show people like, here's my dog, and here's my kitchen sink, and here's the dining room, and look out, there's my backyard. And he'll just run around with I think that's going to be,
there's my dad.
Yeah. I think that's going to be the new thing for him. But that does, I think now there are a lot of people who don't have home phones. And so, like, what are you going to do if you want to ask someone out on a date, hopefully by that time they're old enough to have a phone. Maybe.
Well, yeah, and actually, I like your segue there. I see what you've done because one of our conversations over text, and maybe we don't need to put together what we're going to talk about. We should just read from our texts because they're almost just as interesting as this. What went along with the whole movie theater thing we were talking about is I was like, how do people date?
Yeah.
And what you said totally led right into that is,
yeah.
How do people date? Because I think somebody asked a question and it just kind of perked something in my mind. And I asked you, I'm like, do they have school dances anymore? And do people slow dance? And then you called it boner dancing. And I actually laughed out loud at my desk when I read that.
It's not one of my finer moments, but I'm glad you got laughing about it. But
I thought it was hilarious.
It's as delicately as I can say this. There was a time in young boys' lives where dancing led to things, which is why we've banned dancing. No, but yes, and I think that now I did ask a few people who have kids who are a little older than my kids, and they said, and who have who have daughters, and they were like, oh yeah, for our daughter, totally. They still look forward to it. It still means a lot. They still are sad if they miss the dance.
So there are dances still.
To quote Garth Brooks. But yes, there are still dances. And they do mean a lot. I didn't get into specifics about the actual slow dancing, but the dances themselves are meaningful and they look forward to them, and it's a thing still. So yes, it's still a thing. Beyond that, open to your imagination.
Because I know that there's still homecoming and there's still prom, because my oldest went to those.
Yep.
And I know that in our school district, the only dance I knew of in middle school was when they go from 8th grade to 9th grade. They have I don't remember the name of it, but there's a dance. Mm-hmm. They have a celebration.
Okay.
But other than that, I remember there was probably a dance every couple months at least when I was in school.
I think me too. And I have a feeling that there was a time when there was a dance every weekend. It was after football games or something, and there was we would always have a dance. It was really strange.
Big deal if you could bring somebody from a different school.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if that was a big deal for you, but and maybe it wasn't. Maybe I just thought it was a big deal. For me, if I could score a girl from another school, and bring her to my dance, that kind of made me look cooler, because it's wow, who's he? Who's
it was exotic. It was exotic. You brought a foreign lady.
Somebody took the time to drive 7 miles down the road to a different town. Is 7 miles back for an hour and a half of two kids standing there staring at each other, not doing anything, and then driving them back home. That. That was a thing. It never happened for me until I was in high school.
Yeah.
But that was so yeah, it's just because I also have other kids in my house who are trying to date during this pandemic, which is a nightmare for them. Especially there's group of people who it's a joke. This is all fake and it doesn't matter. So they just go about their lives as they normally would.
Yeah, that's tricky.
In my household, they've all said, no, this is a real thing. So we're trying to be cool. We don't want to get our grandparents sick. We don't want to get our parents sick, blah, blah, blah.
What if people went back to writing letters?
Well, they kind of do. They use Snapchat.
They use letters with, dicks and boobs and stuff like that.
I'm sure they happen. I just don't want to think about
not
them
quite
getting dicks. I know they get them. I've heard the talk of, oh my God. You always know when it happens because you're like, oh my God.
I mean, a lot of those.
Hey guys, just to let you know, the girls don't think the dick pics is cool as you think it is.
No, I don't know that anyone would.
Unless they asked for it, it's a mutual dick picking. That's not a good lead. I mean, unless it's truly whoa, what is that? But if you're in the normal range of things, it's not looked at highly. It really isn't.
I think I would have to agree with you. But now I think a lot of those sites and those apps, they're designed for that. And and kids are using them wholesomely, I would hope, but I think they're designed for.
Of
I mean,
course,
who are
because
you?
that's what we would have done, right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, you
Absolutely.
went to Catholic school. I mean, your life could not have been more wholesome.
Oh, if only that were true. If
So,
only.
so yeah, but I've been kind of watching how the whole dating thing is working, and it's kind of a pain for them. It really is. I know a lot of older folks say stuff like this, but I'm kind of glad I grew up when I did.
Yeah. Yeah.
because I don't know if it was probably no easier, but it seemed like there was a much more natural flow of how things work. Now it's like, hey, you're a kid, you're playing with toys, you're imagining things. Here, we gave you electronics. Oh, now you get dick pics.
Yep.
End of story. There's
There's
nothing
no,
happens until it just goes. That's the route it goes.
and I just
And
feel sad for the parents of daughters, or I guess some sons, who have to
yeah,
try to prepare their kids now that you have this device at your disposal and your friends have them too. You may get a picture of a penis.
yeah.
And here's what you should do.
And girls, it's from your good friend Jayce.
Yeah.
Under no circumstances believe a boy when he says, "Oh, it's just for me. I won't send it to anybody."
Oh, yeah.
There's never been a bigger lie told
No.
across the entire globe ever. He's going to show people. Don't send it.
No,
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Save
Don't
yourself.
do it.
Save yourself for marriage.
And even when you're married, don't do it. I mean, I won't say don't do it. I'd really think about it before you did.
Yeah. And
because technology mistakes happen.
right, exactly. And if you're at the beach with your guy and a buffer guy walks up and kicks sand in his face, just say, "Hey, buddy, leave
Not
us
cool.
alone." Yeah, don't walk away
Not
with
cool.
the guy. That's not good.
No, don't encourage him. I have no idea what we meant to talk about anymore. We've went 17 ways past Sunday. Thanks, 2020. I think we were talking about things we were looking forward to coming back in 2021. We ended on dick pics, which is totally fitting.
Frankly, I hope those go away for 2021. I hope that is abolished.
2020, the dick pic of years.
The death of the dick pic. I just, to be honest, I don't feel comfortable saying dick pic. It just feels dirty.
For not being comfortable, we have said it an awful lot.
Yeah, we say it way too many times. All right, no more. That word has been banned from the show.
I'm sure it'll come back. Let's move on.
Yeah. So one thing I wanted to say about moving forward, the plan as we know it thus far with the podcast. If you are enjoying the podcast, feel free to write us a review on whatever format you are listening to it from. Tell us things that you would like to hear us discuss. Tell us topics you would like us to broach, because one of the things that you notice and you probably know about us if you know us is that we can talk about literally anything for a pretty decent amount of time. Whether we stay on topic, that's another matter, but any subject whatsoever will get us going. And so if you have anything you want us to discuss, please feel free to drop us a review or drop us a tweet or an Instagram or a whatever email. There you go. All of those things. So we can kind of, make this something that you look forward to doing on a however frequently basis.
Yeah. And we do like to interact, and we know that this is not something where you can live interact easy. It's not like we can give you our phone number and you can call in and we can take calls.
No,
this isn't Donahue, but this Donahue, he's with Charles Atlas. Go look it up. But we have no problem. I mean, I would like to hear what people think about this, good and bad. I mean, it's the third episode. I'm not expecting fried gold quite yet. That's like around episode 10.
Exactly.
But we'll get there.
We will. We do want to do some interviews though, like with people from both, radio past and radio present. Because this is called X Radio X, and we have such a history between the two of us of being in radio and being in college radio and the experiences that we went through. That is going to be.
Radio X was it was still arguably the best job I've ever had.
Yeah, for sure. And that's going to be interwoven in most of the things that we discuss. Will always be coming back to, some of the crazy stories and some of the people that we worked with. And so we're hoping that down the road we get to bring some of those people on the cast and they can chat with us and they can tell some of their stories that they remember. And so it's going to be, we have a lot that we are going to attempt to bring to you. So we're just, like I said before, in our infancy, and we look forward to all the junk we can throw into your ears.
Right. So if you like any of those things, feel free to hit us up on Twitter, because we have that now.
X Radio X. Cool. I think it's just at Twitter. I don't know. X Radio. I don't know. That's what we are on Twitter.
Go to Twitter, look up X Radio X.
You'll find
it. And like I told my daughter, no, there's no spaces. It's just X Radio X.
No spaces. Just the letter X, the word radio, and the letter X again.
And we'll get up on Facebook. We'll get up on Instagram. We'll get up on all of the other things, Patreon, all of those things. So you can give us money if you'd like.
Oh, it feels weird.
Like Patreon, it feels like you're begging, but I'm not above it. So it's fine.
Bring it on.
Now, I have noticed in the world of Patreons, like I'm patrons for a couple other podcasts, like they give you extra stuff. Like if you join the Patreon.
Ooh, I like that. We could do that. Ain't too proud to beg.
Yeah, that might happen. Right now, we're having a hard enough time getting one recording in a week. Adding extra stuff for Patreon, that might be a little down the road.
We'll figure it out. We'll
get there.
Yeah,
we'll get there. So I think we covered at least one thing of the probably four things we talked about covering.
That was good. And we mentioned David Bryan, so I think we're on track. We're doing well.
It got one Bon Jovi mention per episode, so we're living up to our end of the contract.
So once again, I have to say, I'm Matt.
I'm Jayce. And this is X Radio X.
Boop.